All Imam Ghazālī is trying to do is two things here. One is to show the meaning and the nobility of the intellect. And the intellect comes, as he will show, in four definitions. And the most noble one is the one that submits to the creator. So using the intellect to then obey your creator, subdue your desires. He says that it's not difficult to understand the nobility of the intellect. This is page 247 on your English translation. Right? Like you know that intellect is important just by thinking about it. Okay, especially given the noble nature of knowledge was made evident prior to the intellect. Okay, the intellect is the source of knowledge, its point of origin, and its foundation. Knowledge springs from like the fruit from a tree. So knowledge is preceded by intellect, right? Light from the sun. The sun comes first, the intellect comes first, and then knowledge comes afterwards. Okay, so the intellect, the source of knowledge, the point of origin, its foundation. Knowledge springs forth from it, like the fruit from a tree, light from the sun, and vision from the eye. So knowledge comes out on the base of one's well-developed intellectual faculty or their intellect. Okay, and he says, how could this not be? Because وَكَيْفَ لَا يَشْرُفُ مَا هُوَ وَسِيلَةُ السَّعَادَةِ فِي الدُّنْيَا وَالْآخِرَةِ. He'll bring verses in from the Quran to confirm this as well. So the intellect is very, very important in our tradition. Yes, especially like, you know, if you study theology or you study law, fiqh, practical law, fiqh, tafaqquh, right? It's about using the rational faculty, and there's a lot of reasoning that goes on. If, for example, you study the Hanafi madhab, right? There's a lot of brain juice that needs to be used as well. Okay, and then you say, look, this is what differentiates human beings from animals. Okay, that even when you have animals who have limited ability of discrimination are subdued before the intellect. Okay, even large animals, the most savage of them, the most aggressive of them, when they see a human being, it becomes coward. Like, we control these animals, we place them in cages or wherever, right? Of course, it's our carelessness or our stupidity that might lead to our harm from them, but in the main, we have, because by virtue of the intellect, we are able to gain mastery over them. Okay, we can use schemes and strategies to gain mastery of them. So he says, look, this is what this is about. It's not about physical power per se, it's about the intellect. And then he brings in hadith from the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, where he says, an elder among his people is like a prophet among his community, right? In other words, he has this wisdom, he has knowledge, he has experience, right? Which is invaluable. Okay, so it's not like he's got much wealth, nor the size of the tribe, rather his experience, which is the fruit of his intellect. Okay, and then he brings an interesting statement here, which I'm just going to skip. And he says, look, many of the bitter enemies of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam who tried to murder him, when they saw him, they saw his countenance. Yeah, that they saw his countenance sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and they saw the prestige of his countenance due to light of prophecy which became visible to them, even though what they really saw was باطنا وإن كان ذلك باطنا في نفسه بطون العقل. It was the intellect what they saw, the beauty of the Prophet ﷺ in terms of his akhlaq, in terms of his radiance, in terms of his countenance, his beautiful countenance ﷺ, was the effect of his inner intellect, which was deep within him. So intellect is something that's deep within you, that if you develop and you use and practice upon, right, using it will only make you closer to your creator, Jalla wa Ala, right? So it's an innate thing that everybody has. Some decide not to use it, some just waste it away watching Netflix, masalan. Others, they use the intellect to draw closer to their creator, Jalla wa Ala. Okay, that's the gist of what's going on here as well. Okay, so he said this is self-evident, bis darura. It's like you don't need to prove it to someone.